Hey guys, great day skiing today. We had some friends come up and ski with us up here at Copper. It was a little bit crowded, but the snow was nice and the sun was
Oh
gorgeous.
my gosh, the weather was just beautiful. It was a bluebird day.
Yeah, it was great. We're just kind of following up from our video from yesterday. We were talking about reality transurfing and basically how all of your options are out there for you. It's called the space of variations, where every version of your life that could ever happen, or could have happened is out there, and you basically have to go out and take a frame out of that movie, if you will, and focus on it and just walk down that path. So the next step is basically setting the intention that you're going to live that life. Whatever it is you choose, that person you want to be, it's already out there, so you can confidently grasp it, take it, hold that frame and focus on it, and just walk down that path. And you don't really have to stress out over it. That's the whole beautiful thing about reality transurfing. Unlike some of the things we grew up with, the concept around law of attraction, Think and Grow Rich, The Secret, all that kind of stuff is, you visualize these things and you try to manifest and pull it into your life. You try to create that reality. The thing I like about law of intention,
Reality transfer.
thank you, reality transurfing, is that basically it's already out there.
Right.
Right? Already out there for you.
Right. And this is kind of a bizarre analogy, but I take my mom to Vegas every year, and I spend a lot of time sitting at those blackjack tables waiting for her while she plays poker. And I used to sit there, and whatever I would get, if I had a 5 up, I'd be like, oh, sure, I'm going to bust. And I had this epiphany when I took her last year that no matter what I had up, there were so many options that worked with that would make me a winner. And I started focusing on that. I know it's insane, but I started winning.
Well, it's not insane, because basically all of those options are out there. What you're doing is you're choosing one of these life paths that are already there, and you're just basically looking at that slide, and basically it may be the cards that are being delivered to you, and you see it, and you think there's a potential that you can win, and you grasp on that and focus on it, and guess what? That's what you get.
And the other thing about that was the feeling of calmness and naturalness was so nice once I realized that, I have every opportunity to win, as opposed to previous years to that, where I just was stressed, really nervous about what's the next card going to be. And I think sending out that nervous energy, that kind of, false confidence, right?
Right.
Brings back negativity. When you set out true confidence that anything is possible, anything is possible.
Right.
Yeah. It was really an interesting epiphany that I had. And it made I'm not a big gambler, but it made the time at the blackjack table that much more fun, because I started thinking of all the things that would make me a winner.
Right. It's interesting. It's I've heard some people talk about it like, it's basically ordering something off a menu. You go into a restaurant and you look at the menu,
Right.
see what you want to eat. There's appetizers, there's your salad, your main course. You kind of select them off a list. That's kind of what we're talking about here with reality transurfing. All those realities are out there. You just pick one and focus on it, and set the intention that you're going to have it. I mean, at the end of the day, you walk down that path and you don't worry about it. There are there's ups and downs, like in that scenario. Let's play out your scenario. Like, the next card could have busted you, but that doesn't mean the whole night's a bust, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't win every hand, but I walked away winning, overall. And the other epiphany I had about this too was today skiing. It was a beautiful day, but there were some bumps and areas that I didn't see. And so, you're navigating your turns. You've got all this intention to, in this plan, going down the mountain. But as soon as you take your eye off the plan, anything can happen, right?
Right.
And it did.
Yeah.
It did, but I'm fine.
Yeah, you got a little wipeout, but
I had a little wipeout.
that was nothing compared to that guy we saw at the end of the day.
Right.
We call that out here in Colorado in the beginning of the early season. We call it the white ribbon of death. We have a little bit more of that, more snow this year. It's actually a great start to the year, but the reason why we call it the white ribbon of death is because it's usually just one trail, and we have more than that, but you have a lot more people jammed on these few trails that are open, but we'll have a lot more open later. But when you do that, you have beginners and you have other people just flying down at at light speed, so it gets dangerous.
Yeah.
But we had a good day.
Oh, it was such a fun day. But when we were talking about this earlier, I started thinking how I was, I was skiing down, navigating my course, and not a care in the world. And then I remember the split second I took my my focus away, and I had a lot on my mind, and that's when I caught my edge, and I went flying and got back up and had to regroup and remind myself that it takes so much more effort to lose your course, right?
Yeah. Well, I when I saw you go down, I told you this afterwards. I knew exactly why. Yeah. You got a call, and somebody was all worked up about something, and I got Karen worked up because she had to listen to it, and at the end of the day, that was on your mind. So in a sense, it did take your eyes off the goal, took your eyes off that path.
Exactly.
Going back to what
my
we're talking.
Focus was elsewhere.
Yeah, what we're talking about here. Again, going back to you chose this path that you're on today.
Mm-hmm.
Took slides from the path. You're focused on that. Something pulls you away, and kind of sets the whole day off kilter if you let it.
I was just about to say, if you choose to let it, and I did, and that was my mistake, which you and I discussed that. I lost my focus of this beautiful, sunny, gorgeous day because I let this infiltrate my thoughts too much.
Right.
And that was my choice.
Well, and going back to what we're talking about here, reality transurfing, that's termed, setting too much importance on something.
Right.
When you put too much importance on something, it could be something good or bad. It's not really anything good or bad, but I mean, in your measurement of what's going on, obviously, the issue, there was too much importance on that at the moment, not the skiing, and you focus there. Right. That's just the way it is. You put it on a pedestal, if you will, and that's what you go after, right?
Right. It becomes the priority in your mind, instead of living the now, in the moment, in the being, in the essence, and I let that take over. And it's funny how you can look back at something that happened and say, oh gosh, and it's so ridiculous because there was really no reason for me to even be focusing on that. As Jeffrey's saying, is nothing should have more importance than the moment at hand. Right.
But it happens to all of us.
Of course.
I'm just thinking too, that happens in golf. I'm not a big golfer, but when I get out there with guys and there's a big water hazard or a big sand trap, and like whatever you do, don't go in that sand trap. That's a big sand trap. Don't go in that sand trap.
Just seeing it, right? You start stressing and thinking about it instead of focusing on where you do want to go.
Right. And guess what? The ball usually goes in the sand trap in the water because that's what you're focused on. Right. But anyway, so we want to talk about, we want to finish up with, it's basically, you have all these options out there. It's a space of variations. It's every flavor of your life. You need to pick a path, and it doesn't mean you can't surf from one path to the next, but pick a path and focus on that, set your intention, and move down that path, and just make sure that is what you're focused on. By the way, you're fully confident because it's already happened. That's what's great about reality transurfing. It's already there. You don't have to manifest it in. It's already happened. It's outside of space and time. Right.
And if you stumble or you tumble or you trip, it's okay because you can get back up, and all of the choices are still there. Right. So just because maybe you've made the wrong choice doesn't mean that you can't now make the right choice.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love.
See you guys.